Hey guys, it's Emmeline. So today I'm going to show you how to make a Starbucks cotton candy Frappuccino cupcake. That was a mouthful. So if you guys don't know what a cotton candy Frappuccino is, it's basically just a vanilla bean Frappuccino with 2 pumps of raspberry. So if you watch Mac Barbie 07's channel, then I'm sure you guys see her mention it a lot, and that's basically where I found out about it, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did too. So the cupcake is kind of a reverse cotton candy Frappuccino. It has a vanilla bean base, and then the top is a vanilla frosting with like a raspberry puree in it to get that raspberry flavor. So if you want this cupcake to be a true cotton candy Frappuccino and have the base be raspberry and the top just be like a whipped cream, then you can take out the raspberry from the frosting and put it in to the cupcake base. So if you guys want to learn how to make this, then just keep watching. Okay, so the first things first, I have to put on an apron because I am so messy when I bake, and I love this apron. I got it at a little vintage shop, and I thought it was so cute. Sorry, I do a little modeling for you guys. But anyway, let's get back to the cupcakes. So for the cupcakes, we're just going to mix all of the dry ingredients in a large bowl first, in which is 1½ cups of flour, 1 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I will have all of the ingredients down below for you guys, but now I'm just taking a stick and a half of butter and a cup of sugar and just mixing this together, and you want to make sure that you mix this really well. So you want to have it on about high for maybe 5 minutes, and then one by one you're going to want to add the egg. So after you add each egg, you want to scrape it down, and there's a total of 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. So after that, you just add in a teaspoon of vanilla and just keep scraping it down. And it's going to look a little bit runny, but that's okay because we still have to add in all of our dry ingredients. So now we're going to add in some of our dry ingredients, and we're also going to add in ½ cup of buttermilk, but we're going to alternate them. So just do a little bit of dry, a little bit of wet, and you're going to want to end with the dry. So I forgot to mention this before, but when you use 2 tablespoons, I think it was, of vanilla, you should be using 2 tablespoons of vanilla bean paste. But I couldn't find any vanilla bean paste because when I was in the grocery store, the power went out, so it was so hard to find anything. But that's what will make the cupcake a little bit more like vanilla beanish, I guess you could say. But yeah, so if you don't have vanilla bean paste, then you can just use the vanilla like I did. So now we can bake them, and I just have a baking tray and I'm getting some cupcake wrappers here, and I decided to use green because Starbucks colors are green, although these are a lot lighter than Starbucks green, but I think you guys get the idea. So I just use an ice cream scoop, and I use about a heaping scoop, and I'm using these cupcake liners, which you don't have to put into the little cupcake pans. They just stand on any like cookie sheet, which is really awesome. So I like to bake these at 340 degrees because I find that it cooks a bit more evenly, and anywhere from 18 to 20 minutes. So now to make the cotton candy frosting, as you guys know, it's not really a cotton candy frosting, it has like 2 pumps of raspberry in it. So I am just taking a handful or 2 of raspberries and just putting them into this little chopper, and you're just going to keep mixing it until it is kind of like a puree and very light and almost juicy. And I decided to make the frosting raspberry rather than the actual base because I thought that the raspberry flavor would come out a lot better in the frosting than it would in the cupcake. So once it's done, you can just take a bowl and any strainer and just put the puree into the strainer. So now you kind of just want to take your spatula and just push the raspberries like all around the side. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you guys look at it, you can, I'm sure, get the idea. So it's going to look like there's like no raspberry juice coming out of it, but if you scrape the bottom side of the strainer, it will all kind of come out. So in this video, I didn't show you guys how to make this particular frosting, but I will in my next video. But it was so simple. It's just 3 cups of confectioner's sugar, a cup of butter, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of whipping cream. And you basically just whip all of them together and it forms this delicious frosting. So I will have the directions down below for you, probably on my blog. So there'll be a link for you guys to find that. And I just added the raspberry puree into this, and now you can just mix it up all together. And the reason why you don't have to be exact with how many raspberries you use is because it really just depends on your taste and if you want it to be very strong or not so strong. So in my piping bag, I just have a 2D tip, and we're just going to create a little swirl to look like the whipped cream. And if you want to make this look more like Starbucks, you can add a little Starbucks logo to the cupcake wrapper. And I'm just taking a straw and cutting it, and then we can stick it into the cupcake so it looks like you can drink it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this cotton candy frappuccino video. And if you want to learn how to make it with all the directions and everything, then there's a link below to my blog, so don't forget to check that out. And also check out my Twitter and Instagram if you want more cupcakes. So I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!